Tekan sikit laju. Sudah betul. Kita api minyaknya. Ikut dah ni. Buat ya. Ya, ini semua. Jom ambil kapur jap. Kita dah tunggu kan? Kita dah buat kita kan? Dah. Lantan sikit, laju sikit. Tak bodoh, ini takut dia tanya. Dah good. Alah, good boy. Dia tangan. Dah ada peluk dah? Apa yang tak boleh peluk ni? Baik. Orang ni tak. Alaskan dengan tunjuk dekat Good. Ini lebih lah. Jangan main lah, Afiq Nabi. Afiq Nabi ni lah, banyak. Okey. Sorry ya. Okay. Tentu pula. Sama? Nak pula. Dua-dua boleh. Ini boleh. Tak sama. Kat sana ni nak meja apa pula? Yang letak tu. Kita nak ukur dia punya sausage. Rata. Rata. Ini tak apa. Tak apa. Tengok. Tengok ni. Oh, jangan pecah jari. Dah keluar. Ini apa? Bodoh tak kena kadang-kadang. Pergi lepas minyak break mengatis. Dia aku dah lengah. Hei. Dah. Oh, wah. Apa yang kau lama sangat ya? Dia tadi aku nak betulkan.
Dia
tak nak bagi
dia tengok benda tu.
Sorry.
2-3 kali bro.
Kan dia tak nak bagi.
Okay. Aduh, hai.
Dah. Ini yang lupa punya. Laju sikit.
Alah lemah lembutnya. Ngam. Yuk. Tak masuk. Tekan. Main kau. Tangan kau je penuh. Okay. 14 bro. 14 bro.
Kan. Bagi tengok bawah.
Mana masuk semua ni? Masuk. Hi, my name is Muhammad Ahmad Farhan, B132310283, and I'm going to talk about disc brake parts. For disc brake parts, there is 14 parts. First part is guide pin for upper, and second part is guide pin for lower. Third is brake caliper housing. Fourth is brake caliper bracket. Fifth is bleeding screw. Number 6 is piston seal. Number 7, dust boot. Number 8, brake piston. Number 9, guide pin boot. Number 10, brake hose connection bolt. Number 11 is brake pad for outer and brake pad for inner. 13 is braking plates. And lastly, 14 is anti-squeal shim. For the condition of these brake parts, first is the wear indicator. It is in good condition, no excessive tear, wear or damage. Indicator is not in contact with the surface. Second is disc brake surface. Disc brake surface is smooth and even, no deep groove, cracks or dislocation. There is minor wear within the acceptable limits. Third is outboard brake shoes or pad. The condition is slightly worn but usable. No cracks or oil contaminations. The thickness is still within the limits, which is 8 millimeters. Fourth is inboard brake shoes pad. The condition is good condition and even wear compared to the outboard pads. No glazing or contamination. And the thickness is also in the minimum recommendation, which is 8 millimeters. 5 is piston. The piston is in good condition. Lastly is cylinder bore, which is also in good condition. For the inspection of these brake parts, first is run-out measurements. So the outer surface of the brake disc is uneven. Second, disc thickness measurement. The first measurement is 23.59. Second is 23.78. Third is 23.35. Four is 23.37. 5 is 23.89, and 6 is 23.36. Third, for the rub test, this brake need to be skimmed because it is uneven. Fourth is the guide pin or lock pin straightness. The pin is in good condition.
Discussion. Based on your finding, what is the condition of the brake pad? Should it be replaced with a new pad? The outboard brake pad shows uneven wear with thickness measurement of 7.33mm and 8.03mm. In contrast, the inboard brake pad were evenly worn, measuring 6.36mm and 7.07mm. Although slight differences were observed, they did not impact braking efficiency. The brake pad remain in good condition and do not require replacement at this time. Number 2. List 2 causes of rotor thickness variation. What is the correct repair procedure of thickness variation? Excessive heat can cause the rotor to bend and warp, while uneven pressure from the brake pads may lead to variation in rotor thickness. The recommended solution is to skim the rotor. However, if the rotor has worn too thin, it should be replaced with a new one. 3. What do you understand about round-out measurement data? Round-out measurement refers to the side-to-side movement or wobble of rotating brake rotor. In this case, the rotor's runout was measured at 0.04mm, which falls with the acceptable tolerance range, indicating that the rotor is in good condition. 4. What is your finding for the guide pin, lock pin straightness check? What can happen to your disc brake system if the guide pin, lock pin is not straight? The brake inspection shows slight variation in pad thickness, but all measurements remain within safe limits. Rotor runout was measured at 0.04mm, confirming it is still in tolerance. The guide pin, lock pin was straight, ensuring proper caliper function. Overall, the disc brake system is operating correctly with no immediate need for replacement.
For the conclusion is, in this lab session, we learn how to properly remove, inspect and reinstall the brake rotor and the caliper system. The activity allows us to carry out a true rotor inspection, and our findings show that the rotor remains within the tolerance and it in good condition. Although minor marks and slight unevenness were observed, they are normal for daily use. The caliper guide pin was straight and free of cracks, ensuring smooth piston movement without resistance. Overall, this session emphasized the correct method of inspecting the brake disc system, and highlight the importance of maintaining braking efficiency. That's all from us. Thank you.